when you ask people about why they want to work somewhere or why they love working somewhere, you hear the word culture. I'm Emily Zink, the EVP of Content here at FreightWaves, and joining me now is Mitch Luciano. He is the CEO of TrailerBridge, and that company knows a thing or two about having a great culture. You have a lot of people who are always engaged, always just cheering on and rooting on your company. Mitch, welcome today.
Thank you for having me, Emily. It's good to be back.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on right now, from racial challenges to also COVID-19, just a lot for employees to deal with, a lot for leaders and companies to deal with. How do you keep a strong culture during these difficult times?
I think it's really important that you communicate with your team often, as much as you possibly can, and you actually address those things. Here at TrailerBridge, we have regular communications that go out about COVID with updates, what TrailerBridge is doing, and also updates of what each location where we have an office, what their environment is for them. And then on the racial side, the challenges that the U.S. is facing today, as long as you talk about them, and so one of the things at TrailerBridge, we actually have open discussions about them. How do people feel? What can we do as a company to better our environment? And when a lot of companies don't do that, and when you do, you get ideas from people, and people open up and have honest discussions about them. And I think that's the only way we can get through this. We can't pretend that we know what other people are going through. We just have to learn from them and understand what they're going through. It's really important.
It's so important, like you said, to keep those conversations going and to let people know that you're here to listen. We're working in this new normal. A lot of people are working from home. I'm sure you have a lot of your staff remote right now. How do you engage people? How do you still get people excited to be a part of your company every single day and to feel like they're still in the know while they're working from home?
People working from home become disengaged. That's just proven over time. And so we do have some people that work in the office currently, about 20% of our staff. And then we have a lot of people that do work from home. Some need to, right, with children that they can't find daycare. Others would probably love to come in, but we have to keep it safe for them. So we just, again, it's connecting. As an example, yesterday I got to connect with one of our groups yesterday afternoon, and it was just 45 minutes of not talking about work, just talking about what's happening, what's in the background that we see on the walls. And I think it excites people to know that we care. That's the big thing at TrailerBridge is we genuinely care for them, their well-being. And when you show that, they remain engaged. And that's really, really important to keeping people engaged in the company. Whether it's a culture club meeting at night or happy hour at night or meetings during the day, it's continue to communicate and then have the Zoom calls face-to-face, see them, what they're doing. It's really, really important.
I'm sure people who feel engaged feel like they want to still continue to work hard, continue to be productive every day, but we're now not a few weeks into this new normal, we're months into it. How do you keep people productive but also accountable while they're not in the office? Not everyone's there kind of seeing what everyone's doing. How do you keep people accountable during these times?
One of the probably advantages we had is we kept people accountable before these times. And when we went to this, we made sure that we delivered the message that accountability is not going to go away if you're working from home or whatever location you may be at. And so we had tools in place to measure people's productivity, measure their activity, how many calls they're taking, how many calls they're making, how many emails they're responding to, regular feedback from customers. All these things played a role before we went into this, and we just told them we're still going to do this. So please understand that you're going to be accountable for your actions. And listen, some people struggled, and honestly, they're not with TrailerBridge anymore. But most of our staff, I'd say 99% of our staff and our family got it. And they understand that we're going to hold them accountable. And sometimes it requires them to work a little bit later at night than during the day because of kids, and we understand that. And so maybe they get most of the job done at nighttime instead of the morning. We work with them, but it's the accountability that started before this and continued through this.
You had touched on this at the beginning of the interview. We talked about the racial challenges going on right now, and these are really tough conversations for people to have, but necessary conversations. You talked about having open forums, letting people talk. What other things are you doing, and what can you also continue? What do you think TrailerBridge can continue to do better to keep these conversations going, to also make everyone feel included?
I think one of the things at TrailerBridge that we have an advantage is the diversity that we have within our company. And so We have a staff that's probably 50% female, 50% male. We have Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Cubans, Mexicans, African Americans, Caucasians, and then we have offices all around the country that present a different culture, not only for the racial side, but also the environmental side that where they live. And when you have that, and you actually talk to them, you actually get to learn from them. And I think if more people had diversity within their organization, they would have less challenges facing this going forward. And that diversity has allowed us to come together and, as I said, learn. I learn so much every single day, whether it's my team in Dominican Republic, my team in Puerto Rico, the people I Zoom with all the time, and I ask them questions. I say, how are you guys facing this? What is the uniqueness during these times for you guys? And they share it with me. And then we're able to share that with the rest of the team. And so we come in with an advantage of being diverse to begin with. And so it's enabled us to learn from each other. And I think that Trailer Bridge can continue and hopefully pass this along to the families of Trailer Bridge, to the people, the friends of people within Trailer Bridge, and they could take this further into our community, and that's really going to be key.
For other companies watching out there, it sounds like you guys have it down. You're still working to have a better culture, but you have a fabulous culture right now. What is one thing other companies could take away from Trailer Bridge to really make every employee feel valued?
The leaders of a company need to genuinely care. If the leaders don't care, it doesn't matter how hard everyone works, because they're not going to feel that appreciation. And that's so important that it's not just about caring with a paycheck or caring with a bonus. It's about caring by listening, having conversations, no matter what role they play in the organization. And I think you'll find that those companies that have leaders that genuinely care, they typically are more successful than others. And I think when you start there when it comes to culture, then I think you're going to thrive going forward.
You said it perfectly. I love that response. Again, Mitch Luciano, the president and CEO of Trailer Bridge, thank you as always for joining us today. If you want to see more content like this, make sure you head to tv.freightwaves.com.